No doubt that you are asking yourself why this teddy bear is next to me. Well, to find out how this teddy bear helped me to face my biggest fear in the first day of the war, you'll need to stay until end of this episode. Now, imagine this scene. It was at 2 a.m. on a silent summer night in 1991. Sticky, hot and humid. I was just a 18 years old boy. A boy holding a man's weapon. On my back, a MG42 with the thousands of 7.9mm bullets ready to fire. And under my head as a pillow, a soft, plush teddy bear. That night, I met fear. My stomach shook uncontrollably. My lips were dry. My heart pounded so loud, I thought it would rip out of my chest. And in that darkness, I prayed to everyone and everything just to survive until morning. Fear was breathing behind my neck. But later, I learned how to breathe back. And across 1,800 consecutive combat days, fear became my teacher. For those who are interested about story about teddy bear, on the page 74 of my book Blood-Soaked Soil, you can find the all answers. Hello all of you risk takers and truth seekers. Welcome to the podcast Life the Battlefield, where we don't just expose struggles, we decode the truth behind them. For those who don't know me, my name is Bekes. I'm Guinness World Record holder for the longest audio broadcast. I survived 1,800 consecutive combat days in war. My background spans military security intelligence, diplomatic intelligence operations, and the decades of high-level investigations, interrogations. As well, I'm the best-selling author, and everything I share with you today comes not from theory, but from real-life experience. This episode is about fear and its inseparable partner, courage. We've been taught to see them as two opposites. Fear the enemy, courage the hero. But the truth I've lived and the truth you'll discover today is this. Courage cannot exist without fear. That being said, many years after the war, I watched the movie Edge of Tomorrow. Tom Cruise, awesome movie. I love this movie. In that movie, there's a character called Master Sergeant Farrell, who said, "It's all right to be scared. Remember, there is no courage without fear." And then I knew instantly, this wasn't just a line from a movie. That was truth. Fear and courage are not enemies. They are partners. Without fear, courage has no meaning. Psychologists remind us that fear is written in our DNA. It sharpens our senses and keeps us alive. No question asked. But here is the mistake many make. They think fear disqualifies them. The fear is a weakness. It's not. Fear is proof that what you are facing matters. It matters from A to Z. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to act despite fear. A firefighter who feels nothing when run into flames, it's reckless, literally reckless. But the firefighter who feels fear and still choose to act, that is the courage, because he used the brain to assessment, analyze the risks. A soldier who advances without fear is blind. Guys, I can't emphasize enough. I was believing at the beginning of the war, and I was 18 years old. I explain everything in my book. My parents dumped me. They left me to go in the war. They escaped, they ran away. And now suddenly, I was 18 years old. All I had was to fight for the freedom and democracy. But I remember that all the soldiers I was learning from, they told me, If you have no fear, you are either blind or you are idiot. But a soldier who advances while trembling inside, remember, trembling inside, that is courage. And in everyday life, the parent rebuilding after loss, the artist sharing their work, the business owner risking failure, none of them are fearless. They are guys courageous. The truth is, too many of us wait for fear to disappear before acting. But fear never disappears. Waiting for fear to be gone is waiting for a life never lived. Instead, we must accept fear. Yes, you are here, but you will not decide for me. That's what you need to say to fear. Yes, you are here, but you will not decide for me. That is where courage is born. I learned this lesson in war. You know, the war, it's a horror. Horror is a war. Because it's nothing I can even describe remotely what you're seeing on TV, documentaries. You need to live. It's a fear, live and breathe. Losses of life. People go mad, hungry, cold, wet. It's just a misery. So I learned this lesson in war. But your battlefield may be different. It could be the boardroom. It could be speaking truth when silence feels safer. It could be starting over when everything inside you says retreat. Fear is always there. However, so is courage. On that night in 1991, I thought fear would destroy me. Trust me, I was so much afraid. However, fear introduced me to courage. Literally. Because I need to learn how to survive that night. Prayers wasn't enough. Nobody can hold my hand. So fear introduced me to courage. And here is the truth. If you want to carry, courage does not begin when fear ends. Courage begins the moment when you accept fear and step forward anyway. That is where the true strength lives. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Let me know, how do you deal with the fear? Are you embarrassed to say to somebody that you're afraid? Because today, I share with you something from my life. As a first day in a war combatant, I had a teddy bear which I found out in that house that night. Thank you for watching.